What's going on, guys? My name is Drew and welcome to episode 6 of this FM21 save here at Stuttgart in Germany. In terms of how we've got on since that last episode then, the last episode was against Mainz. Yeah, there we go. So we won that game, didn't we? 2-1, that's right. Goals from Mavropanos and Mangala. Since then, we've played Leverkusen. We lost that one 3-1. Probably expected to be fair, because we were away from home, and obviously Leverkusen are a quality team. Patrick Schick getting a hat-trick against us there, and Massimo getting a goal right at the end of the game to make it 3-1 to Leverkusen. We then bounced back pretty well against Hertha Berlin with a 3-0 win over them. Anton, Wamangituka and Lincoln getting the goals there. We then played out a 2-2 draw against Cologne. We went 2-0 up, and goals from Jacobs and Kainz right towards the end of the game levelled the tie-in, and we only came away with a disappointing point in that game where we should have probably won. Maybe we didn't shut up shop enough after going 2-0 up, but as I've said before, and as we've played so far this season, the best form of defence for us seems to be attack, because our defence is a bit dodgy. So we have maintained that process, and we then played Schalke recently, won 3-1 in that game actually, which was a good result against Schalke. It said at the start of the game that we were favourites to beat them, which was interesting given that we've only just got promoted, and obviously Schalke are a pretty strong team, I thought, in the Bundesliga. But we won that one quite comfortably, 3-1 in the end. 2 goals from Gonzalez and 1 from Kalasic as well. It's good to see that we're getting goals from our strikers as well, because obviously that was something we were lacking sort of through that period of those sort of red and orange dots, the sort of Werder Bremen down really. We were lacking goals, so it's good to see that we're getting our strikers scoring again. And as I say, it's because we have been going more attacking. Well, we've been going a bit gung-ho basically in the games and pushing everyone forward and trying to get a goal and just trying to outscore the opposition basically. Following that game against Schalke, we've just been brought back down to earth with a 3-1 defeat against Frankfurt. They've got a quality team though, Frankfurt as well, and yeah, disappointing 3-1 loss for us there. So today's game will be against Hoffenheim, which we'll get into in a minute. Having a look at the league then, so we're only 2 points off of Schalke, and 4 points off of Dortmund, interestingly, in 6th. So you might remember from the Liverpool save that I did, there was a bit of a managerial merry-go-round of managers being sacked, new managers coming in. That has started to happen in the Bundesliga as well. Hoffenheim, who we'll be playing in a sec, they've now got Michael Laudrup as their manager. Philip Cocu has taken over at Wolfsburg. The Leipzig manager's just been sacked as well, with Tedesco taking over, who was the Spartak Moscow manager. Interestingly, Pochettino was linked with the job, but he didn't get it for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. And the Dortmund manager, Favre, is it? He's just been sacked as well. So there's quite a few managerial changes going on. I'm not expecting us to be in that sort of managerial merry-go-round, because as we've talked about before, all we have to do is avoid relegation, and we're currently 8th in the table. So I think we're performing pretty well for a team that's just been promoted and has the expectation to probably be in the bottom 3 this season. So we'll try and carry on as we're going. I think you could see from that schedule as well, I've played different formations. I know I probably said in the last episode that we were going to try and go for some consistency with our tactic. I think I may have found a tactic now that we'll use now going forward, that we can sort of tweak as we're going along. It's one that I've kind of designed myself. It's based on the sort of gung-ho approach, but with a bit more solidity in the sort of midfield and the defence as well. So this is the tactic we've been playing. So you can see that we've got 2 ball-playing defenders on defend, so they're sitting back. One of the things we have done is changed our inverted wing-backs to our complete wing-backs. It might be, if we are leaking goals again, we might switch it to the no-nonsense full-back, because they tend to hold their position, dribble less, cross less often, and take fewer risks. and apply more direct passes, which actually might work what we're doing when we're in possession. So I might switch that up at some point, but for now we'll keep it at the complete wing backs. We've got a deep line playmaker on defence, so just in front of the back four to provide them with support. So we've also got in front of the deep line playmaker an advanced playmaker as well. So obviously 2 playmakers within the midfield, which I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Obviously let me know in the comments. But essentially this player kind of feeds the wingers and the strikers as well, and kind of gets forward to support when we're on the attack, which is really useful to have. We've got a winger on one side, inside forward on the other, and 2 advanced forwards up front in terms of Gonzalez and Lincoln. And as you can see from those recent results, we've actually managed to get them scoring more goals as well. So that clearly works for them. They've also got that connection now, which is decent. They've got a decent partnership going. So yeah, obviously next season when we lose Lincoln, because he's actually on loan to us, we might look to bring in another striker that can do the business as well. One position that I am thinking for a striker is maybe a target man that Gonzalez can feed off of. Again, let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or not. But yeah, maybe putting a target man up top, and you'll see why in a minute as to why I think that might be a good idea. Might give us the that sort of threat that we need. Somebody that can obviously hold up the ball, feed the ball into the wingers, and to Gonzalez as well, who's been pretty lethal recently in front of goal. But that's obviously something to look at into next season maybe. But at the moment, Gonzalez and Lincoln firing well together. So in terms of how we play now, it's more direct football that we're going into now. Hitting early crosses, playing sort of fairly narrow as well. Not too many instructions. I was worried that maybe I was overloading the team with too many instructions, and that's why we weren't getting the performance we needed. So I kind of tweaked this as we're going along. But yeah, essentially it's more direct, and this is why I think a target man up front might work better, because actually we can be more direct, hit it up to the target man, as I say, who can hold it up for Gonzalez to go forward and score the goals that we know we can score. So that's a tactic I've kind of developed. It's a bit different, obviously it's a bit out there. Whether it works or not consistently, I'm not sure. But in terms of the last couple of games, this is pretty much the tactic here. Obviously we've drawn 1-1-1 and lost one. So at the moment we can't say it's working or it's not working. It's just a bit inconsistent. So I think as I said before, if we can stick to some consistency with our tactic, just play around with it a bit, maybe changing some of the instructions, this might potentially work for us. But I definitely think for this team, 2 up top, Gonzalez and Lincoln work really well together, and they feed off of each other pretty well. And obviously at the moment we're starting to bang in the goals as well. So let's get into this live game of the episode against Hoffenheim. So obviously I've bigged up this tactic now, and it's probably all going to go to crap when we get into this game against Hoffenheim. But bear with me, I do think it might work going forward. Obviously, guys, if you're noticing anything with this tactic that you think, Drew, what are you doing? Why are you playing like that? Tweak this, tweak that. Please let me know in the comments. I'm definitely open to suggestion. I'm not a grandmaster when it comes to doing tactics and things. I tend to start with a base and then work off of it, which is kind of what we're doing now with this one. But yeah, do let me know in the comments how you think I can maybe tweak this to make it better should we obviously start to lose games, or if you can see like gaping holes that I've completely missed, then yeah, do let me know. So guys, this is the lineup we're going to go with today. So Kobel in goal, Anton and Mavropanos as our centre-backs, Stenzel on the right, Elton on the left, Mangala and Mariba in midfield with Wamangituka, Tommy, Lincoln and Gonzalez up front. So let's get into this game then against Hoffenheim. Wamangituka coming forward, and Gonzalez heads it straight to Baumann. That's almost a minute into the game we've had our first attack, which is a decent start for us. In terms of Hoffenheim in the league, they're 15th, so Laudrup's got a lot to do as manager there. Hoffenheim pushing forward now, although it's broken down, and Mariba's pushing forward, and Lincoln's in. And it's not offside. 6th goal of the season for Lincoln. He's been a decent signing, actually, on loan. Great ball from Mariba, who's also obviously on loan. He's from Barcelona. Maybe the tactic does work. Only 14 minutes on the clock, though. Mariba's broken it down again, and Lincoln's in again, and it's 2-0. 17 minutes on the clock. I think Mariba broke it down again. Gonzalez this time to Lincoln, and Lincoln's got the pace to get past those defenders. Puts it easily past the goalkeeper. I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing there. To be fair, we did this against Cologne. We went 2-0 up, and then we conceded 2 goals towards the end of the game. Oh, what a goal that is from Baumgartner, I think. I think he chipped it over the goalkeeper. 2-1. Like I say, we do normally concede, so trying to make our defence a bit more solid, maybe with those no-nonsense fullbacks, might be an opportunity for us. Lincoln, who's on a hat-trick actually, tries to get it into Gonzalez, goes for a corner. Yeah. Tommy with a corner, and Anton heads it in. Best form of defence is attack. And great header from Anton. Just try and outscore the opposition. That's what we're trying to do. Lincoln's in again, and that's his hat-trick from a throw-in. And we're 4-1 up, viewers. What is going on? Great throw from... I didn't see who threw it, actually, but Lincoln gets his hat-trick within 30 minutes. Laudrup's got a lot of work to do for Hoffenheim. Lincoln's in again. Was he offside? No. Wasted opportunity. It's interesting that through the season that we've had this kind of up and down performance. It's just about trying to get your tactic right, isn't it? Trying to get your players playing in those positions consistently. Confidence as well, I think, plays its part in this game. Oh, and Waman Kituka, 5-1 before half-time. Only his 5th goal of the season. We've just given him a new contract as well. We don't want to lose him. He's a decent player for us. Set up by Lincoln. So 3 goals and an assist so far for Lincoln. And that is half-time. Well, I didn't expect that. This has probably been our most overpowered performance, I think, so far this season. Going back to those first couple of games of the season, actually, where we won 6-1 and 6-0, I think it was. This has probably been one of our best performances in recent games. I was worried going 2-0 up because we did let it slip against Cologne, and obviously they did get a goal back. But since then, we've powered on. Lincoln's definitely been the difference in this game so far. 12 shots, 10 on target, an XG of 1.69. Not dominating possession though. That's all Hoffenheim at the moment. I guess as they're trying to push forward. Wamangituka now. Stenzel. Wamangituka. Mariba. Straight at Baumann again. We're approaching that golden 60-minute mark where I normally like to make changes in the game. I don't know about you guys. I don't know when you tend to make changes in your on your saves. Do you do it at a certain time in the game, normally around 60 minutes like myself, or do you do it earlier on in that? I guess it depends on how your team are performing, but yeah, I tend to go for 60 minutes, especially if the team are performing well. Mangala's going to come off, Endo's going to come on. Don't think I'm going to change anything else other than that at the moment because we're playing pretty well. Oh, and Lincoln's in again. Oh, good save this time from Baumann. Maybe could have lifted it over him. Last 15 minutes. Not done much in this second half. Obviously not built on our goals. They were all scored in the first half. Gonzalez now with a chance to break. Unfortunately, Kalazic didn't run anywhere into space, which so that Gonzalez could pick him up. They're in again, though. It's not offside. It does count. 5-2. Tell the boys to focus. Let's drop back down to balanced. Wow, and that's the end of the game. Nothing more to say there than wow, pretty much. 5-2 victory over Hoffenheim, which I really did not see coming at all. 21 shots, 13 on target. Expected goals of 2.5. We gave away sort of 10% possession to Hoffenheim, but they just didn't make it count. We were pretty solid at the back. And as I say, going forward, Lincoln was just unplayable. Really good performance from us, and maybe we have stumbled across a tactic that will see us through. I can't see it working against Bayern though. We might have to tweak it a bit more for the Bayern game and try and go a bit more defensive. But yeah, so far, pretty happy with that. Everyone looks inspired and motivated, which we want. And that puts us 7th in the table. Like I say, just a point off of Borussia Dortmund, although they have got a game in hand. A point ahead of Schalke, who have also got a game in hand as well. Hoffenheim just above the bottom 3, which is probably a bit of a shock for them. And like I say, Laudrup's got quite a bit of work to do there to rescue this one. I'm going to praise Lincoln, put our arm around him and say you were superb in front of goal. Appreciates the comments, very happy. One of the things that is worth mentioning, obviously in the last episode, our team cohesion and our club atmosphere, I think it was, had gone completely to, well, shit really. There's no other word to describe it. It just wasn't working at all. But obviously with those wins and maybe finding a tactic that works as well, we've managed to get the team cohesion to good, and the club atmosphere is now back to very good. And in terms of the managerial performance as well, I'm currently on an A-. The board are delighted with the leadership qualities you are demonstrating. They're pleased with our 3-0 win over Hertha Berlin. They're really pleased with the win we just got over Hoffenheim as well, that 5-2 victory, and the 2-1 victory over Freiburg. They're pleased with our avoiding relegation battle because we're 7th in the table. Not entirely happy, I don't think, with the fact we got knocked out of the 3rd round of the Cup so early on, but we did play Dortmund, and obviously we're still working within our wage budget as well. So all in all, happy times here at Stuttgart. That might be different though when we come back to the next episode, because we have got Bayern in our next game. So I think we'll try and park the bus, avoid them scoring, and hopefully we'll take a point out of the game, but I'm not overly confident. So we're very quickly approaching the end of the season. I'm going to play on now, probably to the Wolfsburg game on the 20th of April. I'll bring you back then, let you know how we've got on and whether the tactic is still working. In between now and that Wolfsburg game, we do play Bayern and obviously Dortmund as well, but we do play Dortmund at home and they're not having a great time of it, obviously looking for a new manager as well. So maybe this is the right time to be playing them. Depends obviously who they bring in as manager, but I'll play on then until the Wolfsburg game. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. I really have, and I'm really enjoying this save as well. As I say, please make sure you drop into the comments what you might do with a tactic, or any suggestions in terms of players I might want to look at to bring in next season, any that might be coming to the end of their contracts, etc. Like I say, I might look at a target man next season, just someone to hold the ball up, because we are going to lose Lincoln unless we can get him on loan for a 2nd season. But yeah, that is all to come next season. So please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.